The Rockets-Lakers game 1. We got a nice little twist about, an hour before tip-off. It was like, oh, KD got hurt in practice, isn't going to play in game 1. And from then on, it kind of felt, and especially with the way the Lakers started the game, just couldn't miss. It was like, okay, this feels like a must-win for the Lakers to win this series. You get the gift of KD not playing. You're really just trying to extend the series for as long as possible until Luka can come back, if that's possible. And so they take that early lead. And then they don't necessarily cruise because, Reed Shepherd comes at a halftime and hits a 3, and all of a sudden the Lakers are down 1. But they quickly retake the lead with the way LeBron was playing, controlling the pace. He had 8 assists in the first quarter. Luke Kennard comes out. He hits 5 threes, finishes with 27 points. I was watching with my brother-in-law, and he kept, and Jackson, and they started calling him Luka. They were like, we don't need, I thought Luka wasn't playing. Here he is, Luka Kennard. That Aiden was good. He was pretty locked in in terms of as DeAndre Aiden plays. You can't really ask for much more from him, which is really good. The starters played well because that bench doesn't exist. Yep. Like running Jared Vanderbilt. Bronny got some run in this game.
Yep.
Did not go very well.
Did not put up a shot. Finished with 1 turnover
Bronny
and 2
was plus
fouls.
3. He
Big.
was +3.
+3. That's
4
winning
minutes.
player.
His stat line reads
That's good minutes.
4 minutes, 1 turnover, 2 fouls.
Look, when you
+3.
if you become a coach one day and you coach basketball one day, you're gonna have some kids in your team that suck. And if you can get plus and a plus minus out of them for X amount of minutes, those are good minutes.
Sure.
So good minutes from Bronny, in my opinion.
It was, you could tell the Rockets were like, okay, they put Bronny in, like, now let's go, because they weren't really aggressively pressing ball handlers, and then Bronny gets in, and they're like, all right, we're going to make Bronny dribble up against the press. I'm like, that sucks so much for Bronny to have to do that. But phenomenal game from the Lakers, and they just take advantage of what, unsurprisingly, was a dysfunctional offense from the Rockets without KD. I'm going to read just a couple of stats for you that really paint a picture of how insane this loss is. They shot 93 shots to the Lakers' 66 shots. They only shot 1 less free throw. They had 5 less turnovers, and they grabbed 21 offensive boards to only 3 from the Lakers, which all that culminates in, once again, shooting 27 more shots than the other team.
Yeah.
But your team sucks at scoring so much and is so inefficient that you still end up losing the game because the guys taking the bulk of your shots are like Şengün and Amin Thompson, who are fine, but like when you ask them to be the primary scorer and they don't really have much flexibility, they're just driving downhill and the Lakers are collapsing the paint. Aiden, when he's locked in, is a pretty good vertical rim protector, especially against someone like Şengün. Like Şengün just is smaller. Şengün can't play vertically like that. And so they just really, really struggled. They shot the 3 ball okay, but also there were a lot of really loud misses in there. I mean, there's a point when Jabari Smith shoots from the corner. It's short, so the ball kicks right back out to him. He takes another 3 and hits the side of the backboard.
Yeah.
Just stretches like that where that's why it was like even though the score was kind of close, it never really felt like the Lakers were going to lose because the Rockets just had no offensive flow. And it's really sad because this is not a good defensive team from the Lakers.
Nope.
They do not have very many good defenders, very good point of attack defenders. I praised Aiden's rim protection, but it's not like people go into games against the Lakers and are like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so hard to score in the paint because DeAndre Aiden's down there. Like, that's not a thing. But I've done a lot of talking, so any thoughts on the game from y'all?
The Magic-esque start for LeBron, you mentioned it,
Sure.
8 assists. He had, in the first quarter, finishes was 13 assists. He had 5 different Lakers assisted off or scored off of his passes in that first quarter. Very Magic-esque, getting everyone involved. And so that led to a very fantastic output from the Lakers starting 5, all 5 players with 14+. I got to say, congrats to the Lakers for winning this game. But I am so effing pissed at the Rockets because they played like pure dog butt. Defensively, I do not get what Ime Udoka is thinking in, all right, we're going to start Josh Okogie. All right, we're going to put Josh Okogie on LeBron James when we have Amen Thompson.
Yeah.
Literally one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. What are we doing here? Unless Josh Okogie's job is to be in the game and hard foul LeBron for the first quarter and just pick up fouls,
Didn't do it.
then there's no reason for him to be on LeBron to start the game, which then in turn means there's no reason to start Josh Okogie. The other one is like, dude, Luke. We cannot be going under screens on Luke Kennard.
Yeah.
We cannot. We can go over the screen. We could get held up on the screen for 2 seconds and let Luke Kennard get downhill. No one is scared of Luke Kennard downhill. Let him go downhill. It does not matter, especially with your rim protection. At least in terms of just your size with Jabari Smith and Şengün and such in help defense. Let Kennard go downhill. Why are we going under screens? And like JJ Redick was like not even like in a bag. It was as simple as, all right, let's just run a little pin down screen.
Yeah.
All right, let's run a little curl screen for Luke Kennard, wide open, and he knocks down all 5 of his threes in the game. The defensive performance for a team that is riding on defense was
Really
pitiful.
bad. Yeah.
It was pitiful. The Lakers only scored 107 points in this game.
Sure.
I get it. The Rockets could have scored more and won the game, of course. But the Lakers shooting at the percentage they did, scored 107 points, and they shot at the percentage they did because they got so many easy baskets and easy looks, and that just can't happen. I'm not with how some people have reacted in terms of, I don't know how you guys feel. The Lakers are now like riding chance to win this series. I do expect the Rockets to turn it around. I would hope at least that they can acknowledge the stupidity of how they played defensively in the first game.
Yeah.
And with Kevin Durant returning, they will turn it around. I think the Rockets win the next 4 games, honestly.
Really?
We'll see.
I think they should turn it around. The Lakers shot at 60%, 50% from 3, but only scored 107 points. As Jack mentioned, the Rockets, with how many more shots they had, I think it was like 27, give or take.
93 to 66.
Yeah, 27 more shots, 18 more offensive rebounds. Like, I just expect the Rockets to shoot a little bit better. And with Kevin Durant, I just expect their offense to work a lot better. The Lakers were turning the ball over for multiple stretches of the game and really giving the Rockets free possessions, and the Rockets just didn't take enough advantage of it. I would like to think if I was coaching the Rockets, I would win the next 4 games. So I don't know if they're going to actually do that, but that would be my guess at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think the Lakers pulled off some amazing game plan and won this game. I thought the Rockets just point blank lost it.
When does KD come back? Do we have any idea?
He's
play in
game time
game 2.
for game 2, and I expect he'll play in game 2.
Okay.
Unless just like he just simply can't go, which doesn't really seem to be the theme. Yeah, I probably like still Lakers or Rockets in probably 6, which I think that's where I was in our prediction show. I don't actually remember for sure. It's really like it's big for the Lakers because they were such dead men walking to like even win 1 is like a pretty big deal. But you are right; it was a pathetic performance from the Rockets. Defense is their calling card. It wasn't there, and it's just like I think it was Luke Kennard's 5th 3. He just like runs to the top of the key, and it's a simple screen, and Aubin Thompson tries to switch it with I don't remember who else, and so they're just confused on if they're switching it or not. So no one steps out. He cans the 3, and it's like this is now game 83 of the season. We can't be confused on if we're switching or not on a simple screen. Like those types of miscommunications should already be out the door. And if you want to be an elite defensive team, they can't happen. Definitely not on the best shooter on the team. So it was just a really poor performance. And then I also do think there's a world where like as good as a lot of the defenders on the Rockets is, when Şengün's in the game and Şengün's the guy that's locking down the paint, your defense can only be so elite because Şengün is really easy to score over. I mean, talking about Luke Kennard, he had a couple like middies where it's like he can only hit that midi because Şengün does not cover ground very well.
Yeah.
So he's kind of weaving his way. He gets, ridden off the 3-point line and then pulls up into a nice little midi, which is not his game. Once again, Şengün in drop coverage, he doesn't command a lot of space and cover a lot of ground.
It's got to be the most annoying thing about playoff basketball is drop coverage.
Yeah.
Honestly. These big guys that just refuse to get up and guard, it is very infuriating. Especially when it is, I don't know if you're going to say the same thing, especially when it is a big man that if we're dropping to protect the rim, and we're not a rim protector in general.
Yeah, he got multiple lobs thrown over him where
Yeah.
it was like, it wasn't even like, it's like, anyone can technically have lobs thrown over them, but, like, for example, well, Wemby's an anomaly, but I'm trying to think of even, like, a Klingon, for example.
Yeah.
You got to throw that lob really dang high. It makes the window of timing a lot tighter. Your margin for error is a lot higher. With Shingun, it's like, oh, I can throw that thing at 10.5 feet, 11 feet, and my guy's just going to go catch it, and Shingun's probably not even going to jump. So you're 100% right. It's very frustrating from the Rockets Spurs fan here, Jersey. It was very fun to watch. I'm also a LeBron guy, so it was really fun to watch, LeBron do his thing and, hit his three and then hit his left-handed turnaround little, like, flick up, and then his tough turnaround on the left, baseline against Amin Thompson. He runs down the court kind of making the face of, like, I just did that. Fun to watch, and I'm excited for the series to continue just because playoff basketball in L.A., what is KD coming back do for the Rockets? I expect to do a lot and make a huge difference. But, yeah, it's a very, very bad loss to the Rockets.